Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to part 3 of how to make a photography website using WordPress and Elementor. Now first of all, I apologize for the big delay between part 2 and part 3. I've just been extremely busy and I only put out one YouTube video a week, so it kind of got put on the back burner, so to speak, but it's here now. So if you haven't checked out parts 1 and part 2, then I'll put a link up here to the playlist so you can go check them out. But in part 1, we looked at how to set up a domain, get your web hosting, install WordPress, and install Elementor itself. In part 2, we looked at installing some useful plugins. Then we looked at the use of Elementor kits and templates to build your website with, to help you get started even. So in part 3, I'm going to show you how to set up the website from scratch using Elementor. Now in the previous video I showed you a very useful photography theme which you can use with WordPress, and it's one that I use on one of my websites because I like the galleries, but all my other websites are built entirely using Elementor, and I use the Elementor basic theme for that. So I'm going to show you now how to do that. So let's get started, shall we? So I showed you before how to install WordPress, and I also showed you how to install some very useful plugins. We'll look at some more plugins too as we go through this. So the first thing you need to do is go and install your theme. Now by default, WordPress always installs this theme, made by the WordPress theme, and it's updated every year. So to install a new theme, just simply come up to here to add new, and it will take you to a bunch of available themes. You should see the Elementor Hello theme appear here. If you don't, just simply search for Elementor. So you just simply hover over the theme you want to install and come down here and click install, and then activate it. So once you've set that up, you can go to click customize. And so this is a bare bones theme really. It's designed for you to entirely build everything up using Elementor and the Elementor theme builder. So all you need really here to do is go to the site identity and type in the site title, which is going to be your name. It's a photography site, something like this, and you can put a tagline in. So I would do something like this: UK based travel and landscape photographer. So depending on what your type of photography is, you can be a UK based wedding photographer, a USA based wedding photographer. I think it's important to put your location here as a photographer, because this is very helpful for the search engines to match you with people searching for photographers near you. So if you're UK based and someone in UK is searching for a wedding photographer, then Google is going to look at photographers near to that person. So it's important that you do that across the entire site, and we'll look at that more on the pages as well. So there's your tagline. Now you can here upload and set a logo. So I've uploaded several logos. If you haven't uploaded your logo, just simply come to upload files and upload it from there. Now I got two types of logos. I've got a white logo and a black logo. So which one I'm going to use will very much depend on the color scheme. Now in the header, I'm going to use a kind of darker header. So for that reason, I'm going to use the white logo as my main logo. You can crop it if you want, or just simply skip cropping. That's what I usually do. So that's your logo set, and your site icon is the little round icon that appears up in the corner here next to the title on your tab, and this is where you set that up. And as it says, the suggested image dimension should be at least 500 by 500. It should be square. So that I've got a white one again, or I've got a black one. So I'm going to use a black one here, and it's a small 600 by 600, so that's good enough. Again, crop the image if you want to, or leave it like that, and that's done. Header and footer we don't have to worry about because we're going to do that in the theme builder, which I'll show you in a minute. An additional CSS, well, if there's any kits, anything that's installed, all the CSS will appear here. So you don't want to mess around with that. But if you want to add some CSS yourself, that's where you do it. And that's it. Click Publish and the cross to come back out to your dashboard. So that's your theme setup. Now the first thing you want to do, and I find this quite useful, is to think about what pages you're going to have and set up those pages initially so you can set up your menu. Now you can always add more pages, of course, which you will do, but your website's going to have some primary pages. So you're going to have a home page, you're going to have an about page, you're going to have a gallery page most likely, and a contact page. You may have a workshops page if you're running workshops, and any others that you may think about. Now remember, you can add more to it later. So here what I usually do is just add some basic pages. So you go on the left here to pages, click add new. Now we're not going to build the pages here, we're just simply going to set the page title. So I'm going to first of all set the home page. Now you can save as a draft while you're building a page, but in the previous video I showed you how you can set up Elementor to go into maintenance mode and have a coming soon page on your main website. So whenever anyone visits your website, they will only ever see the coming soon page, and that allows you to fully build the site in the background before it's ready to go live. So for that reason you don't need to save draft, and it's good not to do that. I'll show you in a minute. If I just save draft first of all, and I'll show you why it's not good to save draft. Let's add another page. So we'll just give them titles like that. So we'll create the basic page. So about me page, photo galleries page, and a contact page. So all of these are your parent pages. Now you can create a sub page, which you might want to do, for example, in the galleries. So when you've got photo galleries, under photo galleries you might want to then create all your individual gallery pages. So photos of England, photos of Slovenia, photos of so and so. So I'll show you how to do that. We'll just create one again for now. Again we add a new page, and I'm just going to call it Photos of England for now. But what we do is on the right here, come down to page attributes and you'll see parent page. Now again, you won't be able to do this just yet because the pages are not live. So let's save that as a draft. Let's come back, and now let's make the photo galleries page live. You can do that by clicking quick edit, coming over to status and publishing it. Now we've got a published page. Now let's go click edit, go back to our photos of England, go back to the parent page. Now you can see in our drop down we've got photo galleries. So the drop down will show you all pages that have been published. So now if we select photo galleries as the parent page again, and let's publish that. Now let's go back to our pages. Now you can see that Photos of England is now listed as a sub-page of photo galleries. Now the other reason I said about making the pages live is when you want to create your menu. So the next step, and the reason why it's good to create all these pages now, is that we can then set up our basic menu. We can always add to it later, as I say. So we go to Appearance, Menus, and here you can create your first menu. So we give your menu a name. I typically call it Main Menu, and create the menu. Now down here, Menu Settings, you can tick this to automatically add new top level pages to this menu. And what that would do is when you create a new page, it will automatically add it to the menu. But the problem with that is it will add it on the end, and you might not want it on the end. You might want to move it around, or you might not want to add the page, you know. So it's up to you if you want to add that. I typically don't. I typically go in and always manually control that. Again, display location. If you're using just the theme itself, you can choose where to display that. But again, I leave them unticked because I'm going to create a header used in Theme Builder and insert the menu myself. So to add menus, to add pages, now you can see over on the left here, you've got the option for pages, posts, custom links, and categories. Now you'll notice in the pages, only my photo galleries and photos of England are visible. The other pages are not visible because they're not live. So that's why we want to make them live. And that's why it's good to have the maintenance mode on, because if we make them live, they will be visible at the front end. So the maintenance mode really helps you build the website in the background without any hassles at all. Let's go back to our pages. And as I said, the quick way is to quick edit and publish, or we can do it this way. We can select the pages that are still in draft form like this, come up here to bulk actions, edit, apply. Now over here we can go down to status, publish, and we can publish both of those all at once. So now all my pages are published. And now go back to the menu. Now you'll see they're all available here. So I'm going to tick all of them and add them to the menu. Now we can reorganize our menu. So I can put contact page at the end. I can put about me here and photo galleries here. And if I want to make this again a sub menu, I drag it and move it across like this. Now this is a sub menu of photo galleries. To change the name, it will give that name by default. So we can shorten it if we want, the navigation label. We're just simply changing the navigation label to make it nice and short. So we can make that galleries. I can just have, rather than photos of England, I can just have it as England. Ooh. Move that back. I can just say about here and contact. And click save. So that's my menu created. Now you can create more menus. You can create a new menu. You could also create another menu that you might want to use in the footer, for example. So let's create a new menu and call it the footer menu. And here I could just simply add 2 links. Again, home, and we could leave that maybe as photo galleries. So I save that menu. Now when you come into edit, make sure that you select the right menu to edit. So now we've got 2 menus there which we can place in our website somewhere. Now when you're logged in, you can view your website as you're building it, and that again is very useful. That's why it's good to make pages live and build the website as is, because then you can navigate the website as if you are building it. Now you can see it's not much to look at. So now what we're going to do is go back to appearance and customize. Now you'll see there's a homepage settings option because we've created a page now. And now you can choose to have a static page and set your homepage as your main page. And you can also choose a page set for your posts page, for your blog posts, but we'll look at that later. So when that's done, again, you publish and cross to come back out to your main dashboard. Okay, so I think that's enough for this video. I hope you found it useful as before, and if you did, please give this video a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go check out my previous 2 videos if you haven't already, and I'll be sure to get part 4 up much quicker than I did part 3. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.